Teachable Moments with April. Happy Sunday. We will be reading from Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. I will be reading from Mornings with Jesus. A few months ago, I took my daughter and my 2 granddaughters to a paint-your-own pottery studio. Recently, at a different studio, I had painted a napkin holder, and now I wanted matching salt and pepper shakers. The method I'd used on the napkin holder was unique. I dipped a long brush in various glazes and slung it onto the pottery, creating a kaleidoscope of colorful splotches. Glorious. When Tammy, the studio assistant, showed us to our tiny table, I inwardly groaned. I politely asked her for a larger table so I could use the same glaze slinging method. Instead, she positioned 3 clipboards on their sides in a U shape to give me my own space. But the only brush she had were too large for the slinging method. I splattered glaze on my clothes, my oldest granddaughter, and even the pottery on the shelf behind me. I was so angry at Tammy for not accommodating me, and I grumbled as I worked. After the pottery was fired in the kiln, my daughter brought me the shakers. They turned out lovelier than I could have imagined and matched the napkin holder perfectly. I repented of my terrible attitude toward Tammy, who was only doing her job. Then thanked Jesus for reminding me that no matter how my plans get upset, He always has a solution. Faith step. Think of a time when your plans were changed and Jesus replaced your disappointment with delight. Thank Him for His creative problem solving. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place, and that's what I love about it. When I came across it, actually on Spotify, and I thought I'd always been wondering how to do it, how to make that transition into it. And Anchor has made it so easy, and I am so glad that I have found it, and I've started my podcast for my social skills group, and hopefully I can use it for my students as well in my class. So download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. I remember talking to a coworker the other day, Friday, I believe, and I was telling her and sharing with her that a lot of times more recently, because I feel like I'm drawing closer to our Creator, every day, that a lot of times things will come to me and it's like it's not coming from me, it's going through me, and I may not understand why I'm doing certain things at the time, but I'm starting to learn to trust that small still voice, that if you will, that the Holy Spirit, I believe it to be, or that voice of God inside of me. And even though I may not understand it at that time, I just go with it. I trust it. I don't lean entirely on my own understanding for things. Even when something is occurring or happening, and me as the imperfect human being, I may panic, it may upset me, it may do a lot of things to me negatively. I try to grow still within myself, okay, and listen with my inner ear and let the Holy Spirit or that voice speak to me and guide me through something. And usually when I do that, every time I do that, actually, I've come to learn things work out, okay? Not to lean upon your own understanding. So God, Jesus, or whatever you guys believe is going to lead you to it, and He's going to lead you through it.